We will be covering foundational skills for creating open forms or some stuff that you guys may can use in a demo team. Hope you guys enjoy. Now we're going to move into some hand strikes. Now the difference between these creative strikes and our traditional nervous system strikes is a little bit of the timing and how we twist with things. So I'll break it down for you. So we're going to start in our forward stance to the corner. So the first thing we'll need to work is pivoting. So I'm going to pivot on the balls of my feet and pop to the other corner. So I pop, pop, okay, just like that. Now we're going to go from a punch. So as I'm punching, I'm going to pivot towards that other corner. Punch, pivot and punch, pivot and punch. Just like that. Train that a little bit, and then we're going to add a chop. So from here, I'm going to take that punching hand, chop to the corner, leaving my stance right here, and then when I twist is when I punch. Okay, so the punching hand, chop, twist, punch, chop, twist, punch, chop, twist, punch. This can also be done with your blocks. So from right here, keeping my stance towards the corner, high block to that side, twist, punch right under it. Block, twist, punch, block, twist, punch, block, twist, punch. Just like that. Try it a few times, then we're gonna add a step. From our starting position, forward stance to the corner, I'm punching with my right hand out first. Ready? Twist, punch, twist, punch, twist, punch, twist, punch, twist, punch, and twist, punch. Good, let's add the chop in there. So ready, chop, wait to pivot when you do the punch. Chop, punch, chop, punch, chop, punch. Let's make it a high block punch. Block, punch, block, punch, block, punch, block, punch. Now adding the step. So from our first stance here, just like before when I was pivoting, but now when I pivot, I'm going to take a baby step towards that direction. So if I'm moving to the left, that left foot's going to step. I'm going to pivot and step, pivot and step. So now my pivoting is covering some ground. So this is where things get a little bit different. Like I was talking about earlier, where typically when we do our first strike, we go to our back stance and pivot punch. We step on that first strike. Now we're waiting, we're saving that step for the punch. So we hold and punch. Punch, punch, punch. So basically we're using full hip action to pivot from forward stance to forward stance going toward the corners, rather than doing back stance, forward stance when we go. Remember to step and pivot on the punch. Now let's make it a high block punch. Remember, you can pause this video and take as much time as you need to master the skill. Now we're going to take it up a level and add the chop, spear, chop, punch. Okay, so starting out from right here, the punch to the corner, the same chop, but now instead of pivoting for the punch, I'm going to put this hand right here under there for a spear, and then chop again, then pivot punch to that corner. So we go chop, spear under the bottom, chop, pivot punch, chop, spear, chop, punch, chop, spear, chop, punch. Okay, just like that. Remember, pause the camera anytime you need to, slow it down, train it at your own speed until you're ready. Now you guys follow along. Now let's pick up the speed. Now follow along with me facing the other direction. Now let's pick up the speed. Next, we'll add the jump switch punch. So from my forward stance, we'll train it to the front. All I'm gonna do is switch feet, switch punch. Just like that. Switch punch, switch punch, switch punch. Now we're gonna add the inside chop, spin, chop, punch. So typically when you're doing a spin, we're traveling forward for our technique. But with creative or extreme forms, you try to do as best as you can to stay in one spot. So for this, we're gonna be sliding back, putting feet together, turning, chop, stepping out now with my left foot, pivoting punch. So go in the same direction as you guys. I've got right leg in front, left hand out, slide back, inside chop, spin chop, step out, punch. Good, so we'll add the switch punch right there to get us back on this side. Inside chop, spin chop, punch. Now it goes a lot smoother when you go full speed. So try to stay as level as you can. Remember, we're switching feet, not jumping up and down. Spin all the way through, just like that. To increase the difficulty of our inside chop, spin chop, punch, it can be done from the knees. So how we get to our knees, I can chop, punch, and drop right here. Take the inside chop, chop to the front, spin, chop, punch coming up. How the knee spin works is I take the knee that's up, put it down so where both knees are pointing to the back, then pick the next leg up and I'm back facing the front. So down and back up. Down and back up. So adding the inside chop to the front. Just like so. The inside chop, spin, chop, punch can be done on both sides. Now we're going to take those techniques and put them in a little combination. So we're going to start out, I'm going to the left, I'm going to go chop, punch. Now I'm coming to the right corner, chop, spear, chop, punch. Now I'm going to step to the front, high block, punch. Here we add our jump switch punch, inside chop, spin, chop, punch. Just like that, okay? Do it backwards. You guys follow along. To the left, chop, punch. To the right, chop, spear, chop, punch. To the front, high block punch, jump switch punch, inside chop, spin chop punch. Coming up off of our knees can be cool and creative as well. Finishing our punch here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a pop-up palm heel. So I'm going to jerk the back leg up as I'm throwing the palm heel, landing back with the punch. So from the knee, this is what it looks like, up and down. Knee comes up and down. So let's add our palm heel from there. Doing this to the ankle so you can see better. Pop up, and punch right there. From the ground, just like that. So we'll finish inside chop, punch, pop, punch, just like that. So these are some basic hand strikes that you can now take and make your own. Build on them and see what cool creative things you can come up with. We did high block punch today, but you can make it an outside block, low block, knife in block. Make it your own, whatever you decide to do. We can come here and do a ridge hand. You can do wrist rolls to different poses and different stuff, and really just be creative. See what you can come up with.